My name is Joseph Inima Giloni. I was born on the 27th July 1918 in Kenya. I started my education in 1933 and ended my schooling in 1939 when the war broke. And my principal, Mr. Chapman, who was an English person, asked me to join the army to go and help fighting the Italians. I was enrolled first as an African clerk, and then after 3 months I went. I was asked to go and be trained in a course, and passed my class 3, grade 3 clerk, and then they enlisted me as a soldier. They gave me the number AC, African Clerk, which stands for African Clerk, 23719.
And where were you stationed?
By then I was in Nairobi at Langata. I only stayed there for a few days since the war was very hot in Italy, and then I joined General Montgomery, who was in charge of 10th Division. After that, we traveled to the place of war. I joined the reinforcement company to go and fight. The country I was in was British Italian Somaliland, where we were fighting. When we reached Gonda, it is when Mussolini, the Italian, women shot him, because he was the general, the general of the Italian troops. They claimed that he had taken their husbands to war, and we captured most of them, bringing them to Nairobi to work as on constructing roads in Nairobi and everywhere. So the women were very annoyed of the Mussolini and called a meeting. He attended the meeting, and then they shot him at the time when we were in Gonda. You know, in the my battalion was 17 Uganda Battalion, which consisted of 1,900 soldiers who we went to fight the Italians with. My OC, but then Africans, I attained the highest rank to the Africans, which is Warrant Officer Class 1. No African could go beyond that. And the Europeans were the officer commanding. One was Major Robert Bristol, and the other one, the head was Colonel Whitehead. War was very hot. We really suffered. We couldn't sleep. We were alert, and all in Kenya, nobody could light even lights were stopped at 6. People were to eat before 6, before the sun set. Then it is dark everywhere. So people suffered a lot until morning time, when they can see the sun. With bullets, oh yes, we used to, we had bullets, we had guns, we had everything. So we were fighting against enemies, and we were alert.
Were you scared? What were your feelings?
No, once when you are there, you know you are timing yourself because you can die at any time. So you defend yourself. So we were just once when you see somebody, an enemy, you must try to say that you kill him first before he kills you. When I left the army, I found that I had visited the places which I didn't expect to visit, and that was my joy. And I saw different things, and I learned different things. Because when we came back to Kenya, then Kenya was not all that much. People were not educated. When we came, the British government recognized us, but before they were not recognized, and there was no recognition because no African was able to be given a responsible job. But when we came back, they at least gave us some responsibility. Say, for instance, at the time when we came back, there was no court of law. When we came back, people who had good ranks in the army were given jobs as magistrates. With me, I was given a job in governor's office as an assistant clerk to Sir Philip Mitchell, the governor of Kenya. And then he promoted me as a labor officer, which was the highest rank in civil. And also, I was promoted to be a commandant who recruited, who trained National Youth Service as a commandant, which was the highest rank to me. So I enjoyed it. You know, at the time when we fought the Italians, I also went to Burma to help fighting the Japanese. In 1943, during May, and then fought until 1945 when the war ended. The fight in Burma, it was very, very tough because the Japanese were very strong. Because it was there, they knew the places to hide, and we were just coming in as it was a big forest, very big forest and the hills. So they were able to see us before we see them. So they killed very many of our people.
How did you survive?
Well, very good luck. We survived. We were very many because General Dumoulin, who came with a lot of Europeans who helped us, and Indians also brought in their troops, and we were three major troops fighting the Japanese. So we managed to drive them out of Burma. When we entered the war, King George VI called all Europeans who were selected people from Europeans, Asians, and Africans to come and celebrate here in England, which meant they were coming to give them goodbye so that they be released. So I was amongst the 1,900 soldiers from Commonwealth, from Kenya, Uganda, Northern Rhodesia, and Tanzania. who came. They selected the people from battalions, and the number came to 1,900, making a full battalion. So we came here in London to greet the king. We were very happy to see that we have returned at home. We were happy because we have suffered, and then we were mobilized immediately when we reached home in Nairobi.